seeking lost magics and new realms to conquer, turning all...
And welcome back to The Nose Plays Age of Wonders 4. We are picking up at a very big moment in this campaign. As you can see, we are massing quite the army here. We got almost 4 full stacks to try to take out our lovely enemy AI here, Ursula Rootseeker, the demonic warlord of the brutal catfolk. We do have a couple of other units up here I need to deal with. I'm just going to put them in guard mode for the time being. They're going to be replacements for units that we lose in this fight, or potentially just a backup army that we keep near our capital. We're still keeping a really good income of about 200 gold per turn, so we definitely have the money to build another stack or two in our capital. In addition to that, we're also holding about 50 mana per turn, which probably good enough for as often as we're casting spells. Okay, so do any of these other units have any movement left? Yeah, I don't want to move them too far ahead of each other, even if they have some extra movement. So we'll just wait at one turn and move all together as a group. And that way we won't get picked off like we did in the last video. Alright, let's get this turn underway and see what happens here. Oh, interesting. So that is quite interesting. So our supreme vassal from this particular free city just came in and started sieging with 3 units. What in the world? This character looks a lot like our character. What is this guy's name? Does he have a name? Soulville, level 5. Unaffiliated. Yeah, so that's not his name. That's just where his affiliation is. This is the hero that we picked up from one of the wonder sites that we cleared. I'm curious what happens if we try to siege this now. I'm assuming? I'm assuming that we just participate in this guy's siege, but what's unfortunate about that is that we don't get a set a siege project, which would have made this a lot faster and a lot easier. Well, I do have one way that we might be able to speed this up, although I don't know how much faster we're going to be able to make it. One thing I could do is integrate this city, which will cause him to lose all of his stacks. and then we would be able to commit the siege ourselves. Well, that's quite interesting. I don't know that I've ever seen a free city actually siege another city like that. All right, time for another Tome of Magic. This is our second Tier 2. This should put us onto the Tier 3 tomes after this. I think we need to go either more Materium or more Order at this point. Siege Magic could actually be pretty useful. Extra fortification damage on our military units would be good. Artisan Armaments, 30% extra crit chance on almost all of our units. That's actually pretty powerful. And then the Iron Golem. Let's see what the Order Tomes have to offer. I'm not real crazy about that, but Inquisitor's Zeal attacks do extra spirit damage and increase accuracy. We already have the increased range. This also gives us access to a skirmisher unit, a city stability, and a world map spell, right? No, this is actually a combat spell. Just condemns units, I see. So you can condemn a whole bunch of units to get bonus damage from Zeal, I think? Yeah, double damage against condemned units. Burden of Guilt, this is the one I was thinking of. So more damage, or really the only thing that's great here is the siege. I mean, I guess this is actually really great because it hits so many of our unit types. I think I'm going to go with this and really make our archers a little more scary. I mean, the accuracy is nice. We do have that extended range, which allows us to sort of reach out there, but with a range penalty. So that's going to help counter that a little bit. Yeah, let's just go with this one. I want to get some order affinity anyways.
The unrighteous shall feel the wrath.
All right. Well, I guess we just wait. I'm not sure. Yeah, there's like really nothing else for us to do this turn, so. Infernal Invaders. We could cleanse them for a morale boost and a mystery bonus. Decline the quest. We gain a nightmare unit. Or just decline this quest altogether. I don't really need a nightmare unit at the moment. I'm just not sure that we're going to have time for this. It's a 6-unit army stack. I think I'm just going to pass on this quest. We're kind of in the middle of something. So I do have a concern, and my concern is What do I do about all these armies marching on Sullyville if I cancel this by taking it over with no armies over there? That seems like a bad idea. This is really unfortunate. I'm just not even sure what to do here. He's literally helping the other player. Looks like I have a Whispering Stone. Let's take a look at the free cities. So there are a couple of free cities. The Burly Looters and the Tribal Moles. These have both reached the max, it looks like. This one has not quite reached the max. But this one has. And I've already removed its stone. Okay, so let's give that Whispering Stone to them and continue to move up that. These guys are still working on that. Then Eastwatch had one, but it looks like they still are in possession of it, so that's fine. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure where that came from. Production in the rock. Let's go ahead and grab our Wizard Tower. This is going to give us more Imperium per turn. That'll be good for now. I also picked up the Tithe Collector, which can be pretty good gold bonus, but we're not doing too bad on gold at the moment, so I'm not in dire need of that, like I typically am at this point in the game. Let's go ahead and get that started there. And then this city, maybe build the Mana Obelisk. And then all of these guys can just wait, I guess. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sure. Well, we'll get... That makes an army of 6. We'll get them stacked together and start figuring out where we want to move that army. Maybe underground. Start doing some scouting. And I guess we're just waiting here for this fight at this point. Free city equals free resources, says Zemphi. Free cities are pretty good. In fact, as I pointed out, we've already grabbed 3 of them, and one of our cities was a free city, but we incorporated it into our faction. So I have 3 vassals currently, and we'll probably be working on another one here shortly. This guy's almost a max vassal, so we need to finish that one off. And then we'll probably work on this guy. But yeah, I really like the way that they did vassals and free cities in this game. It's been a good breath of fresh air compared to how some of the earlier versions of the game did it. A new rally of lieges has started. Okay, so we got a lot of units here now. Some battle mage units. Cool pole arms, more ogres. I kind of wanted to grab a couple of scouts. I don't know if I want to mess with this just yet. Let's hold off on that. I might use that later. Treaty has expired. Yeah, I could keep grabbing the food for the mana crystals. That's not a great way to go, but alright. We've got our entwined protector, and then that was going to go here. So now we do have all of our full stacks. And we're ready for the Inquisitor's Zeal. Forest Walk and Forest Camouflage is pretty good. This gets kind of expensive, I think. Oh no, this is a race transformation, so this one doesn't have an upkeep cost. So we can definitely consider that one for now. Let's get these guys stacked together. Alright, well, we're just going to have to end turns like quite rapidly here. Really unfortunate that they got a little ahead of themselves. I do like the variety of the combat options and the way that you sort of piece together your army over time. So one of the comments that I've made quite regularly about the game compared to earlier versions of the game is, in earlier versions of the game, you sort of created your ruler, picked all of your magic right at the beginning of the game, and it was sort of locked in for the rest of the game. And there weren't many things you could do to change that other than get new heroes. This version of the game, you sort of have an idea, and you start with some of those early ideas, and then as the game progresses, you sort of get a pivot and make changes to whatever it is you're doing along your journey. And I really, really enjoy that aspect of this game more so than just sort of figuring it all out from the get-go and then not having much control over it or being able to make adjustments to your faction. So that's a pretty cool change. The other thing that's really neat is the civics and the specific civic units that each civic gives you, each culture gives you, is pretty cool. And they do play very, very differently. And I need to explore that a little more. There's a very good chance that my next playthrough will be with the industrial civic because they play very differently than the feudal civic or some of the other ones. So really interested in pursuing this for quite a while. I'm not too worried about that. And we finally, oh my. Okay, well, it's a good thing we have this army here. Go deal with that stack real quick. That should be straight up win for us. Cool. We have a fire wyvern. Ooh. All right, Well, we'll take that reward for sure. So not owning this tile is kind of problematic for us at the moment. I really wanted to start grabbing harbor tiles, but if we're going to have an infestation popping up here from time to time, maybe it's... let's just start grabbing the fish tiles. We'll start with maybe this one. That's going to unlock some new buildings for us. And then perhaps we use this city to grab that tile so we don't have any more infestations over here. But if we look here, we should have some new buildings now that we've picked up the harbor. So I have the shipyard. And then the fishmonger. And we'll just kind of leave it at that for now. Also, our approval went down a little bit. Is there another approval building that I can get quickly? It does not look like it. Oh, the bathhouse. Okay. Actually, so let's cancel those. Let's get the bathhouse and then we'll work on the fish buildings. All right. What else is left here? 3 turns until this siege is over. He's definitely setting up for a siege. Yep, he started sieging. Alright, well we can auto-combat this. That's kind of surprising, but... Alright, let's go ahead and start our siege. We can add some siege projects. Looks like we could harass the defenders. And they have some ballista towers and battlements. So we could break battlements, or we could tower bombard. Let's go ahead and do that for now. We'll pick up that spell. All these treaties are now expired. I think the city is under siege, so that's why a lot of that happened. So they're 2 turns away. All right, so I'm going to try and give them as much help as I can. What can we do here? So we can give them a tier 3 awakener. I don't have a ton of gold. Give them a batterman. A defender. Daylight spear. And a peasant pikeman. Oh no, we're using this one, so I can actually afford more. Alright, so that's like 300 units worth of guys. Let's see if those units actually show up to help defend that. Because it's going to be 2 turns of waiting, and then on the 3rd turn I think they can attack is how that works. So they should show up. Our ruler leveled up again in that fight, so let's go ahead and pick a new skill point for him. I was thinking feudal ruler before, just because we do a lot of adjacency in our fighting. But I'm actually thinking defensive training to everybody in the army would also be good at this point. As would just straight up endurance training. 15 extra health on all of our units in his army is not a bad way to go at all. I did lose a military unit there, but I am starting to feel the pressure from casting too many spells with upkeep. We need to kind of look at where our cost is. So that treaty with Cragwell probably should not have done that after all. Not even sure where Cragwell's at. It might be underground. Alright, well, I would be casting one of these, but this has an upkeep. This one does not have an upkeep, but we can't afford it yet. I guess I could summon a wild animal to replace the unit that we lost, but I think I'll just wait. Maybe send one of these units down. Like one of these archers. We'll see if you can get there in time. Alright, so this is good for this city. This will be done actually now. Only 4 gold to get that. I won't be able to produce another building for a second, but that definitely already helps out our mana situation, so. Yeah, I wish his silly unit hadn't caused our siege to take so long. So the siege is still active. I'm not seeing the animation for the siege, but the hero is here this time, so yeah, there will be no escape for you. Okay, so what can Eastwatch build? Anything of use to me? Nothing super exciting. They actually have the shipyard. So they must have grabbed one of those harbor tiles, it looks like, at some point. Let's just get that. It's cheap. It'll take a couple of turns. And then this city needs a conduit for that building. Ancestral Seer Hall. Yeah, let's grab that. Okay, so we've got no lumber yards yet. So let's get a lumber yard here. I haven't gotten down to clear this dark layer out, but it's another one that we were thinking about doing at one point. She's moving her units around. Oh, they won the battle and I did not get my units. So all those units that I drafted look like they just disappeared, like they're not going to show up. And she has a big army. It's hard to tell exactly how big it is because she keeps moving the stacks around and splitting them up. Vassalized Stag Spear. They're an underground city. All right. Perhaps I didn't read that quest thoroughly enough to understand what was going on there, but forest tiles grant stability. That could be good. Cities that share borders gain 10% of all income types. With the Throne City, none of these are super exciting. Instantly gain 1 population for everybody. I think we're just going to keep holding off on that. Go ahead and get the Masonic Hall to get construction done a little bit more quickly. Tribunal. I like this. That could be good to help solve our stability issues in some of these cities that we're running out of stability buildings for. I might want to build... What do I have in this stack? 1 archer, 2 pikemen, a shield. I don't quite have the money for another archer, so... Alright, so this player should now be out of the game. Celebrating the defeat of Ursula Rootseeker. And lose a bunch of the mana and gain some alignment. We could lose a bunch of gold and gain some Imperium, but we don't have that much gold. Or we can just let the moment pass. I could also gain a bunch of draft and some negative alignment. Another situation where I would like to know what my alignment is. Not having that information on anywhere that I've been able to seek is kind of annoying. I think we'll just let it pass. So we already have pretty good relations with the brutal catfolk. So I think we just vassalize this city. and then start making our push to take back Sullyville. And if we look here, our units did eventually show up. So we might be able to use that to our advantage. I'm gonna leave him there for now and try to get this other archer here. Mana is still kind of an issue. Do any of these other cities have the ability to build mana? The monoliths. Yeah, let's spend some of our Imperium. And I can probably turn one of these research posts into a structure that will be helpful. Let's grab that. And then switch this to a conduit. That will fix that problem. And then I should be able to build the monolith after that. So that'll take a couple of turns, but not too bad. One, two, three. She has at least 4 stacks, maybe 5. What's curious is she attacked the city, but she didn't raise it? And she's not attacking the units there, so I'm not sure. Maybe she's absorbing it. Maybe it's taking a couple of turns. Units recruited through Rally of Lieges gain +2 ranks. That would have been good to have. General Empire skill of better sensing units gives us more vision, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that. And then I'm considering grabbing this road building one, so we can start building some roads to make this travel a little bit faster. Instead of having specific builder units to build roads, heroes can now build roads, which is really nice in this game. Alright, so that's fine. This one, I can rush that, and what's cheap? I don't really need any more draft, but having a little bit more never hurts. So you can build an army a little bit quicker by doing it in 3 cities simultaneously. Actually, the bathhouse is probably the way to go, just to keep our stability high. Yeah, they're like burning all the farms. So I'm not sure what they're doing. And I'm also not sure why these units aren't defending their territory at all. A little bit confusing. We get our first tier 3 tome, so the tomes are going a lot faster now. Tome of Vigor could be really good. Super growth, more retaliation attacks and hit points. Summon greater animals for our Beastmaster character. Let's go ahead and grab that one for now.
The unbridled power of the herd thundering over the plain. The sheer strength of...
Alright, so this is finally vassalized. Let's go pick you up. Okay, shoot. So there's warnings that there's a lot of armies nearby. It looks like she did finally take full control of this territory. Okay. So they have a 4 stack. They can only bring 3 of them into the fight, though. This is a pretty big fight. But we have 3 heroes to their 1. Let's see what the auto combat gives us. Okay, so what did we lose? Some tier 1s. Unfortunately, we lost our wild speaker. That's not good because that was actually making this army a lot cheaper. Now you can see we're at like negative 13 just from losing her. But they lost 3 full stacks. I'm going to go ahead and take that as a win. And then let's see if we can't reorganize this. So if I put those 2 units there. This character. Yeah, we just wiped out her army. Our heroes are a big part of that. Having tier 3 units are a big part of that. We did lose a tier 3 unit in this fight, but I think that's still totally worth. And we still have a full stack here to come help out for the siege of the city that they just took from us. Alright, so a couple of heroes leveled up. Oh, I forgot about this. We have the Fire Wyvern mount. I think that'd be good to put on her. I also have some new weapons here that we could throw on her. She is a melee character, so the lightning sword is an option. I think I'm just going to leave her with the mace, though. And then as far as her level is concerned, we could do defensive training, inspired leader, give her a healing spell. think I'll just go with the defensive training, make her a little tougher in melee combat. Alright, this other hero also leveled up. This is a ranged hero. Oh, and we haven't picked... I can't remember if this hero is... I think she's the governor. Yeah, she is the governor of Helheim. Let's go ahead and give her Lord of Knowledge. So the feudal lords, there can only be one of each type, and you can have up to 5. There are 5 unique feudal lords, so we should be picking those up whenever we can. Especially if they are the lord of a city. I wanted to check, we're getting a lot of Imperium here that we need to start spending. One of these just gave us extra gold per vassal, so I'm going to go ahead and pick that one up since we have so many vassals now. That's probably worthwhile. Yeah. The ability to stretch out and grant or grab territory that's further away sometimes has its advantages, but not in our current situation where we're sort of bottled up. Plus 20 allegiance with all free cities is not terrible either. How are we doing on free cities? This one's really close to being finished. This one is one that we just recently took over. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to withdraw the stone from Eastwatch, because this is pretty much fixed now. And then we're going to give that stone to these guys. Can't afford to trade my mana crystals away at the moment. I could get some more draft in our primary city. Yeah, let's do that. And then let's just start building like tier 3 units like crazy over here with all the money that we have. So something like 2 knights, 2 glade runners, a bannerman, and maybe like a pikeman just to level up a cheap unit. I'll just do one of them at a time for now. You guys think you're big bads because you took over one of my vassals, but you're about to find out. Ah. So we finally found the last player. He is an evil character. He has a lot of order affinity, which we also share. And he is an authoritarian diplomat. This is a character we might not have to... We might not have to wipe this one out. I'm going to send a welcome. The relations are really negative. What is going on with this? Why do they hate us so much? I can already declare a justified war on him? Okay, here we go. This is where I can see this. So the modifiers. Minus 25 for just met. Minus 50 for scent and insult. Minus 100 for alignment. Minus 400 for threat level threatened. That seems intense. Let me mouse over this. I'm trying to figure out, there we go. The threat level represents how threatened other rulers feel. This level is influenced by many factors that look at how well each ruler is doing. It's expressed in a relation modifier. I don't remember sending an insult. Perhaps I did. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not sure what we're going to have to do about this guy. Subtle grievances. He's insulted my empire. So he insulted me. I can forgive the transgression. I don't really need the gold. Um, Pronouncements. Declare friendship. Declare rivalry. We'll just hold off on this for now. I don't really want to deal with that guy. I was hoping that he would be more naturally friendly towards us and we could just like form a quick alliance or bond or something and be done with it, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Alright, so we've got that being built. We've got this army that's pretty much ready to roll. I want another wild speaker for that army that lost it. But maybe I just summon a unit. Yeah, maybe I just summon a unit. Our mana situation isn't quite fixed yet, but it will be very soon. Go ahead and boost that and get this done a little bit quicker. This is going to cost us 12 or more to get this unlocked. This has an upkeep of 20 per turn. That's too expensive. Alright, well. Let's get this army over here now that he's got his full stack. We're sending this one down. And we're building Knight there. We're building a Glade Runner there. What could we be building here? Like, yeah, let's get that Wild Speaker built here. That'll work for now. And then this guy, if we fall back, we could heal that one up. Yeah, I can't fall back both units, unfortunately. Alright, so we're gonna have to do like this and then switch places next turn to get the healing that I wanted. Alright, so this one's healed up now. This one can heal up this turn. We can finally catch up here. And then... I don't... Actually, let's send this hero back. And she can meet up with this army of 5. And then we'll have her in charge of an army, which will be preferable. Alright, East Watch needs to build something. Merchant's Guild. Probably the bathhouse. Actually, the blacksmith is pretty cheap. So that works for that. The rock needs to be making new things. I definitely need the academy. And let's make another knight. That gives us 2 knights. And then that wild speaker and that bathhouse are almost done, so we'll check that next turn. Start grouping this next group here at East Watch. All right. Pepper Tongues Festival. Share in the festival. All cities of brutal catfolk gain stability for 6 turns. All cities also gain 300 relations with us. That's cool. Ooh. I could get a bunch of gold per turn. Let's go ahead and boost all of the catfolk to like us more. They weren't super happy with us before, but now they've improved their relations a little bit with us. Oh, I thought I misread this. So this is, we're supposed to go down and force a vassalage with them through force. Okay, well, I don't know if we're going to be able to get that done in 25 turns or not, but... Alright, so this army is moving. She can get into position to take control of it. These guys are now healed up. These guys are now healed up. These guys are now healed up. Time to move in. Alright. We're going to take back our territory, and that will probably end the video for tonight. We're right on an hour. Okay, so we needed to get this so we can get our mana in order. And then I needed another unit. We built a wild speaker, maybe another warrior, or another glade runner. I'll build another glade runner here. I want to get this wild speaker moving, because I want to try to get the animals into the wild speaker's army, since it reduces their upkeep cost. Bannerman. This is done now, so let's go ahead and grab that. And grab another fishery. So, yep, that's going pretty well. All right, so my goal is to basically get this territory taken back. 3 turns. They don't have much of a defense, so we can add some siege projects to speed this up. I could get this done in 2 turns if I add 5 points of siege assaults. Which means I would need to do something like break battlements and undermine the walls to get 5 points total added. Headlong assault's not ideal. Let's go ahead and add that one and this one. That should reduce the number of turns it's going to take to get this completed, while also providing us some advantages. And then, now that we've got this kind of resolved, I can probably summon another animal or something. I don't think I have a unit that's close enough. Like, this one's getting there, but it's going to take him a minute. Yeah, so maybe we just like summon an animal real quick. I could summon one of these, but that basically takes all of our mana reserves again. No, we'll just summon a wild animal. Okay. I feel pretty good about that now. I could trade gold for mana crystals. That actually feels a lot better. Let's do that. Alright, Eastwatch. Can't build the academy without a research post. Okay. The tribunal. Tribunal's cheap. Yeah, let's start working on tribunals in all of our cities. Clicking on units is really annoying. Alright, get this guy over here. And that city's still working on that. New rally has started. The rock has produced the academy. I now have the wharf, so this is where we get some extra buildings to get a bunch of extra stuff from these wharfs. It's not exactly like I thought it would be, but that's still pretty good. Also, I need to get this done. I need a conduit. Let's turn this on for a second. Where can I build a conduit? Maybe here? No. It only allows me to build that there. So the only way I'm going to get a conduit in this territory is by building one of these special ones. The Seed of Nature. Special province improvement. The Spelljammer actually takes away mana, unfortunately. But it does count as a conduit. Which means... what do I have too many of? Maybe the gold mine. I don't really need the gold mine anymore. Alright, so we'll build the Spelljammer on the gold mine, which is right here. Super growth. That would be really good. Unleash the beast. That military unit up there. Don't have the money at the moment. Move that army to there. Alright. And I think this is the turn that we can attack the city, and that will end the video for today. Looks like they're sending a force over to Adalonium. But our armies are pretty close. So yeah, now we can attack here. Unfortunately, yeah, these units aren't going to be able to make it. Yeah, we barely lost anything that time. The advantage of overwhelming force. Alright, so now here's the question. Do I want to vassalize this city or absorb it? This would only take 2 turns, but we would get full control over the city and could produce military units from here. The problem is... No, yeah, I think I do want to do that. This is a Dark Angel city. We are going to go over our city cap, but I only need 200 Imperium to increase our city cap by 1, and we'll be able to get that in a couple of turns, so we won't take any kind of a penalty from that. I do not want to give away any more mana crystals. Oh, our mana just jumped up big time, though. That's good to know. We'll be able to cast some more spells now, including Inquisitor's Zeal. The Academy or the Blacksmith? I guess we go ahead and get the Academy built. Keep our research moving quickly. And I guess the real question now is, do we start moving north to help defend this city from the invasion, or do we just attack Heartfang? I think I'm going to send her army north to help defend. and I'm just going to kind of sit it out and wait till we vassalize this, or not vassalize, but take it over in 2 turns, and then we can heal up while we're moving towards them. So this is a good place to end the video. We're 10 minutes over our time, so we'll continue this playthrough, but it is going very similarly to how I planned it would go. The one big thing that's going to make this difficult is I have no idea how powerful this guy has gotten. Clearly, he has very little interest in moving outside of the underground territory, but there is an underground passage here and then another one here. This is probably the closest one to his territory. So we'll probably be making an invasion through here once we take care of the monster keeper. But until next time, this has been The Nose Plays. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. I will continue to record at least once or twice a day until the weekend, and then I'll be on vacation for a while, and then the series will pick up when I get back. I'm hoping to be able to pick up the series with a new game. So if you have any recommendations for what you'd like to see played, please leave it in the comment section below. And until then, you guys have a wonderful day.